Welcome back to part 2 of What If Obi-Wan Never Went Into Exile. Thank you to all of you who watched the first part of this video. To recap what happened in that episode in the event you haven't seen it, after the purge of the Jedi, Obi-Wan had taken Luke, but rather than going to Tatooine, he had gone to Mandalore, where he had helped Bo-Katan defend her planet from the Empire. Afterwards he had met with former Clone Commander Rex and the Bad Batch, and now they're on the path to Kamino to save Crosshair, pursued by the Empire. Despite the immensely powerful downpour that threatened to restrict all visibility, Echo safely guided them to one of the platforms, where the group split up, with Clone Force 99 taking the secret underground tunnel system, and Rex and Obi-Wan taking to the water. The former clone and the Jedi Master used grappling extensions attached to ascension cables to swing under the platforms, and are the first to arrive at one of the many docking platforms. Hiding behind a shipment of weapons, Obi-Wan finds the area to be eerily quiet, and they see Admiral Rampart stepping out of a ship, supported by several TK series stormtroopers. The pragmatic Admiral continuously referred to Project War Mantle, and they soon discovered that these clone troopers were to be terminated and replaced by conscripted soldiers. Disguising themselves as one of the clone commandos, they spot one of the elite squad lagging slightly behind the main group, and Obi-Wan wrenched the comlink off of its mountings with the Force. Using it to discover that they had been alerted to disturbance below them, the duo tried to warn Clone Force 99, but they discovered that there was no signal in the tunnels, so they headed for Nala Se's private laboratory, where they find an eerie group of medical tubes. Obi-Wan suddenly sensed danger, and ordering Rex to move, the Jedi Master moved the tubes into the path of the Blaster 5 elite squad before helping Rex to eliminate all of the troopers. Despite threatening to kill Crosshair if he did not defect from the Empire, the sharpshooter refused to move from his position, stating that this was his true identity and it could not be changed. Obi-Wan calmly placed Crosshair in a state of unconsciousness, and as Clone Force 99 arrived from their secret entrance, they lifted Crosshair into the closest medical bay, finding AZI-3 on their short journey. The medical droid arrived to scan the mind of the clone, but found that the control chip had been removed, and Obi-Wan tries to manipulate his mind with the Force. Rather unexpectedly, Crosshair started to hold his head in pain, as if he was programmed to resist the Force, and suddenly he fell loosely onto the bedding. The Empire had corrupted Crosshair to death, and as they lamented the loss of one of their brothers, the voice of Admiral Rampart echoed through the complex, coldly informing the clones that their time was over. Feeling a rumbling all around them, the walls around the medical bay began to crack as the Empire began their bombardment of the facility. The clone troopers who had been patrolling the area had been coldly disregarded, and finding themselves crushed by their own home, Obi-Wan used the corpse of Crosshair as a shield for the clone troopers as they made their way back out to the ship. Making an educated guess that the underground passage was obstructed, Obi-Wan leads the clones out to the docking bay, where they had previously made their entry, but he soon stopped in his tracks. An intimidating looking starship appeared through the dark clouds, and ordering the clones to run back to their ship, Rex and Obi-Wan brandished their weapons at the TK troopers, before stopping at the sight of Darth Vader. The Sith was still getting used to his heavy and restrictive armour, and moving from the ramp of his ship, he looked around him at the imminent fall of this once proud military complex, when he sensed a disturbance in the Force. Turning to where Obi-Wan and Rex were hiding, he marched purposely towards them, when he is knocked off his feet from shots above. The Havoc Marauder had taken off in time to stop the Sith from discovering his old master, and taking their chance to escape, Obi-Wan and Rex dived down into the water before swimming back to their ship's hideout. Returning to Ord Mantell, their quest to discover Crosshair had only led to death, destruction and the discovery that Obi-Wan was still alive, so the Jedi Master left the clones to stop the Empire from tracking them down. But Obi-Wan refused to lose hope in the face of failure, and with Luke, he continued to scour the galaxy for any young Force sensitives, or survivors of Order 66 with the assistance of Bail Organa's secret intelligence, bringing them all to Dagobah. The Jedi Master was soon able to release the burden of Luke on Yoda, allowing him to help the rebellion oppose the Empire, which usually manifested itself in minor raids on Imperial warehouses, or disturbing any gatherings. But Vader had other ideas, and offering vast sums of Imperial credits for the location of Obi-Wan, the Jedi Master soon found himself betrayed by an unexpected ally. That is it for part 2 of What If Obi-Wan Never Went Into Exile. If you'd like to see a part 3 soon, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.